Hey guys, welcome back to the fourth video in this Python tutorial series. And basically in this video I'm going to talk about functions. So what are functions and what is the use of functions, what are the type of functions. We are going to discuss them in this video. And now without wasting any more time, let's get started. So basically guys, functions provide extra functionality to our program, and functions enables the user to use a single line of code or a group of line of code again in the program without writing it again. Okay, so now basically we will get deeper on that part, but there are basically two types of function. The first one is the predefined function and the second one is the user defined function. The predefined functions are those functions and that are already provided to us, and we don't have to write those functions. We can just use those names, or we can call them on the basis of our needs, and we don't have to write those functions. But the second type of functions are user defined functions, so you can create your own functions, and those functions are called as user defined functions. Firstly, I'm going to talk about user defined functions, then I'm going to come back on predefined functions. So let's get on the programming part. So basically, what is the syntax of defining a function? So the syntax would be like def, that is for definition, and def, and then you want to provide the name of the function. Now the name must not be a keyword, that is must. I also forget to tell you that your variable name cannot also be a keyword. What are keywords? Let me come on that first. So true. True is a keyword. False. False is a keyword. So keywords are those words that are predefined in our programming language, and you cannot you could use them as they have a specific meaning attached to them already. For example, like, and uh, how can you decide if a name is a keyword or not? For that, like, I as soon as I wrote a def, it turned to pink. So this is the proof that this is a keyword, and you cannot use it to name as a function, or you cannot name it. You cannot name a variable def, because this is a keyword. So now let's get back to the function part. So now you want to provide the name of your functions. I'm gonna write it like uh, sum, and it can also accept some parameters. So you want to provide some values to the function. You must remember the range functions that we did in the last part, and we provided some values to it, like 1 comma 10. So those were different values that we provided to that function. So you must and that range function is a predefined function. Okay, so now I'm gonna provide some values to the uh, some function, and I'm gonna store them in a and b variable. Okay, now I'm gonna just hit enter, and as you can see, there is an indentation here also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write c is equal to a plus b, and then I'm going to return c. So what is the meaning of return is that you are returning some value back to the program where the function was called. Let me give you an example. So now I have executed that cell. So now if I want to get sum of two numbers, so what I will do is I will do 1 comma 2. So I want to get the sum of 1 plus 2, and it is going to be 3. But if I did not return the value, what would have happened if I did not provided the return? Just see, let's see. Now if I run this cell, you can see there is no more C because it is not returning any value. So return is a very important thing. Sorry, C. So return C, and you can also store it here. S is equal to sum. Now if you print S, it is going to, sorry, uh, let me see. Oh sorry, A plus B. It was my mistake. Now it is showing us 3. Okay, so what you can do is that you can also return multiple values. So let's make it return addition and the subtraction of the same numbers. So it could be b equal to a minus b, and you can return it as c comma d. Now if you store it as a comma s, then what is going to happen, like a will have 3 because a will store the value of c, which is 1 plus 2, and b will have, sorry, s will have minus 1 because 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Here you can see the use of if else. If you want to check which number is bigger, like if b is bigger, then you want to do b minus a, and if a is bigger, then you want to do a minus b. So here you can use if else. So there are multiple uses of if else, as I told you in the last video, that you will find more uses in the future videos. So here it is, and this is how a user defined function works. You can give like multiple values, as many parameters as you want to the function. Like you can provide c, you can provide d, you can provide e, and those could do like anything, z, x, and let's say y equal to a into b, or let's say w is equal to a divided by b, and you can return those values also. Let's delete e, and let's say c into d, c divided by d. And what do you want to return? You want to return z comma x comma y comma w. So if you will run them, then you will get all those values. You also need to change the thing that you need to like the thing that you need to remember is that the number of arguments here and here must be same, and the number of arguments here and here must be same. Okay, so I guess this is enough for the user defined functions. Now I want to get back to the predefined functions. So how can we use predefined functions? Basically, let's just say you need to import some other files to your programs to use those functions that are already defined in that file. Okay, so there is a file called math.python. So how you can import such file in your program? You can write import, and it is a keyword as it turned pink. Now after that you need to write the name of the file that you want to import into your file. So it could be math, import math. Okay, and math is already provided by the Python. So if you want to, math was already provided by the Python, so there is no need to worry, and it will work. But there might be some files whose name is not in the Python program, so those files you need to store in your folder to import them. But I am going to make another video to show you how to import files and how to use them as external files. So stay tuned for that. Now what I'm gonna do is I have imported the math file, and what I'm gonna do is like I want to find the square root of a number, sqrt. Okay, what it could be like, let's say, what is the square root of 49? It is 7. Okay, what is the square root of 81? It is 9. There are also other functions in math module. You can say it is called as module, math module. Okay, so the functions in this is can also be like, yes, in the last video we created a factorial program. So here the factorial is a function that is already provided in the math module, and as we found out in the last video that the factorial of 5 is 120. So we are going to check it here again. Okay, so there is no, I have to check that. Okay, so math dot fact in Python. Um, Math dot factorial, I guess it is math dot factorial. Factorial. Yeah, math dot factorial is math dot factorial of 5 is 120. Also, in the first video I talked about constant. So guys, there was a problem in my kernel with within my Jupyter notebook, so I had to stop that kernel and start it again. So as I was talking about, like here you can see that math.py is in constant, and the value of that constant is 3.14, and so on. So I think that guys, this is enough for this video, and I'm gonna see you in the next video where I'm gonna talk about lambda functions. What are lambda functions? What is map function? What is the filter function? So we are gonna discuss some things, and lambda function is very important. So I suggest that you go and watch the video. So thank you guys, and see you in the next video.